Hey guys, hope you're well. I want to talk about global politics and the lack of control that you have as an entrepreneur in this kind of situations, maybe even more so working from Europe. So we've been in the business for about 10 years and we had ups and downs like everyone. But talking to other entrepreneurs, they're experiencing like 10%, 20% drop, some 30% drop, while we constantly, whenever there's a shit house going on somewhere globally, we constantly hit 40% drops, 45% drops for 3 months, for 4 months, for 5 months, something like that. And it's happening again. So with the Iranian war and USA war, we are going down and down and down and down, and it's been 40-ish%. So that's nothing really new for us. We are always prepared for this. We have nice reserves and we can take a hit. What I want to say is that when you're a global company like we are, you might start thinking that you have nice diversification of channels just because of geography. So just the fact that we sell a lot in Europe, in Japan, and in UK, and in the USA, and the rest of the world, you might think, okay, we are globally present but very diversified, so whatever happens, it's just not gonna hit us too much. And the reality is, we've seen this pattern. We've went through this shit several times before. The first time was with the Brexit shit. So when the Brexit happens, Europe was in the uncertainty mode. So people were like not buying headphones very, very much. Then the COVID hit, and for the first 3 months, 4 months of COVID, again, sales were, basically halved. But then later on after COVID, it was great. For a year, we sold, basically record numbers. Then the Ukraine war, again, uncertainty pitching in, and Europe went down. USA didn't change, but Europe went down. And now with these, energy spikes, which are global, we see a drop in sales again. So it's out of your control. You cannot control this kind of sentiment in the global economy. What you can control is how you react to it. So of course you have to be prepared for these kind of things. You have to be prepared for it's so-called just in case management, which is slightly different than the just in time. So usually the economists will work in just-in-time deliveries, so short supply chains. That has changed, I believe, that in the last few years where everything is so rocky. It's really not about just-in-time, it's about more just-in-case. So just in case the world leaders do something strange, you gotta have a backup plan. So that is the important thing. That is how you can fight this. Obviously, you need to have some reserves, cash reserves. That is, super important. I would argue at least half a year of fixed costs. That would be, in my opinion, the minimal amount that a company today needs in order to be resilient to whatever comes its way. And yeah, thankfully, we are ready for this kind of things. But you also need to be flexible. You need to be able to quickly adjust production, adjust your stock levels, maybe switch to another market pretty quickly. Either, have a new product that is at a lower price or a higher price. It doesn't really matter. Just, something that you can fight the unpredicted stuff with. And on top of all of that, well, not on top, at bottom layer of all of that is your mindset. As the entrepreneur, you have to be resilient. You have to understand It's not your fault. You didn't fuck something up. It's just that the world is changing so rapidly that there are things that are just simply out of your control. So you need to just know that, prepare yourself mentally to take the hit and to still be, basically operational without burning out. All right, that is what's happening lately.